We are planning the first ever influencer style wedding brand trip.
Nothing screams everlasting love more than monetizing the shit out of your wedding.
Things I will be doing at my wedding, if I have a wedding. And when I say if, it's because I low-key want to elope.
Brands are now trying to pay people to get engaged as a brand deal.
We're potentially having to have brands sponsor our weddings.
Imagine getting married, but not a wedding. You want it to be like an influencer brand trip. You know the ones where Tat flies 20 girlies to the beach, gives them everything, themed dinners, themed outfits, content for days. But it's your wedding. Now imagine going on the internet, looking into an actual camera and asking brands, actual companies to sponsor it, to fund your marriage to another human that you love. Yeah, that happened last week. A 24-year-old with 12.8 million followers worth millions of her own dollars looked into the camera and said, if there are any brands that want to get involved, let's get married. Let us get married. Us, meaning her fiance, and the brand. This is where we are now. This is what we're doing, and today we need to talk about how we even got here. Hi guys, welcome back. Grab your drinks. This is a longer one because there's a lot we need to unpack, and I want to walk you through all of it. Quick disclaimer, I just need to put this out there. I am not here to drag Spencer Barbosa. I'm simply here to say what is happening, what the internet is saying about it, people's opinions, and where I personally land on this. And you get to decide at the end of this video if she's actually at fault or if the internet is just doing way too much. But you decide. Cool, let's go. Okay, so first, for the people who don't even know who Spencer Barbosa is, because I know some of you are watching this and you're like, Betsy, who is this woman? Spencer Barbosa is a 24-year-old Canadian content creator from Toronto. She has 12.8 million followers on TikTok, 3 million on Instagram. That is not a small influencer. That's not a girl making pocket money from posting Get Ready With Me's. This is a full-blown empire. Keep that number in your head. It's going to matter very much in a minute. So her entire brand from the very beginning was being the relatable older sister type. You know the vibe. Girls, you're enough, love your body. I'm not like the other influencers.
I am 160 pounds. I am 5'4" and I work out 4 times a week, and I love my body. Why do I post about this online? Because I needed to see this when I was younger. I grew up in the era of a woman should be 120 pounds, and let's be for real, I haven't been 120 pounds since I was a preteen, maybe 10 years ago, okay? I could work out the exact same as my favorite influencer, I could eat the exact same meals as my favorite influencer, and I would still never look like my favorite influencer because people just have different body types, okay?
She would slap her stomach, literally slap her stomach on camera and say, this is what a normal body looks like. She would talk about how angles and lighting and filters distort everything. She was the anti-influencer, you know the kind. And honestly, that messaging hit at the right time. Like, I really used to enjoy coming across her videos on my FYP. We were all exhausted from the skinny talk and the what I eat in a day girls eating 800 calories and calling it lunch. Spencer felt like she was on our side. That's how she grew fast. That's the foundation everything else is built on.
Every single time without fail that I go on Instagram, what is the number one ad I'm getting in my Instagram stories? Some sort of Ozempic bullshit. Every single time. And then I go through my feed and I can hardly recognize the influencers that I follow. Like, I don't even know what you look like anymore.
Now, fast forward to November 2025. Spencer announces she got engaged to her longtime boyfriend, Connor. And this part is actually really cute. I'm going to give it to her. They met when they were 11 years old. 11. Same high school, did long distance for a while when they both moved away for life stuff. He proposed on a beach with a custom pink diamond ring. Like, this man designed that ring himself. The girls were screaming, the internet was happy for her. It was a moment. That part is not the problem. Here's where it gets interesting. In March of this year, 2 months ago, she made a video where she listed everything she would not be doing at the wedding. And one of the things she listed was that a destination wedding was completely out of the picture. Her exact words, completely out of the picture. She said, and this is the comments that got her a lot of applause, she said that she doesn't want her wedding to become someone else's financial issues. She talked about not even wanting a wedding cake. She talked about letting her bridesmaids pick a dress they wanted in their price range. She didn't want to make anybody feel like they had to spend money they did not have.
Things I will be doing at my wedding, if I have a wedding. And when I say if, it's because I low-key want to elope. pink wedding dress. I have known since I came out of the womb that I will be wearing a pink wedding dress. Controversial. I will be spending the night with my man. Just like one more night. I want a live saxophone player. Bonus points if it's the saxophone player from TikTok. If you know, you know. I want to be walking in and here, take me. I will be hiring wedding content creators, and I want one of them to specifically just interview the guests and make it seem like it's a reality TV show. My mom and dad both raised me, so my mom and dad will both be walking me down the aisle. I don't know why I have always wanted to do this. I have always wanted to have a parent dance. Like, my parents dance with each other, his parents dance with each other. Like, these are the people that raised us, that taught us what love is. I want to see them dance together. I don't know what it's called, but like the little gift you get when you're leaving, party favor. I don't know. It's gonna be like a cute mini Aperol Spritz. Aperol Spritz tower.
And she said she isn't going on any crazy diets just to fit into her dress because her husband loves her exactly the way she is.
What the f do you mean? I am supposed to shapeshift, look like a completely different person, and glow up for my wedding day. The internet is trying to tell me that I need to lose 20 pounds so that when I'm walking down the aisle, I impress the man that is already kissing the floor I walk on. I'm sorry, girl. I'm not buying it. Look good, feel good, take care of yourself, love yourself. But this whole you don't alter the dress to fit you, you alter yourself to fit the dress. What the fuck? Oh no, I'm gonna alter the dress.
Of course, this kind of message is very positive. The girls were applauding, people were commending her. It felt thoughtful, it felt grounded, it felt like the Spencer we knew. And again, this also plays into I'm not like other influencers, because the truth is when people are getting ready for weddings, they usually do the whole thing, they go on diet, but she was showing us something completely different, which is refreshing. Then 2 months later, she posts this video.
We are not having a wedding.
Well, kind of.
Instead, we are planning the first ever influencer style wedding brand trip.
And we'll be spam posting like crazy.
We went back and forth on whether we wanted to elope, have a traditional wedding, have a destination wedding, and then it hit us. Let's just throw a brand trip.
And the brand is us.
Think tripping with Tarte, but we're tripping down the aisle. And instead of influencers attending, it's literally our parents and our siblings. We booked a huge 20-person villa that literally looks like it's on Love Island. And we're going to a beach destination, but we won't tell you where yet. We are going to have a fully planned itinerary. The rooms will be decorated and filled with gifting. Every night we'll have a different theme and dress code. The fridge will be fully stocked and the meals are going to be iconic. And we're going to be posting the entire thing. This is pretty much going to be the most iconic family vacation ever, and it's going to be so nice for our families to get really close. And hi, if there are any brands that want to get involved, or if you guys have any ideas, please let me know down below. Let's get
The same woman, the exact same woman who in March said a destination wedding was completely out of the picture. And in May, she posted that video announcing that her and her fiance are going to have the first ever influencer brand trip wedding. A destination wedding in a 20-person villa. She literally compared this to Love Island and to Tripping with Tarts. You know the Tarts events that usually goes viral every year, where they fly creators to a tropical destination, gives them thousands of dollars in products, and the creators spam post about it for a week. Yeah, that kind of trip, but her own wedding. She said, let's just throw a brand trip, and the brand is us. Her fiance jumped into the frame and added, we'll be spam posting like crazy. Spam posting their wedding. She talks about themed dress codes every night, gifting in every room, the villa being decorated. And then she ended the video with, if there are any brands that want to get involved, if you guys have any idea, please let me know down below. Let's get married. She put out an open casting call for sponsors for her marriage. And listen, I'm not the only one who feels this way. The comments under that post were not it. One comment said, so basically, they just want someone else to pay for their wedding. Another one said, why are we begging for brands to sponsor her destination wedding? I'm crying. And my personal favorite, girl, I love you, but what? That sums up the internet's reaction in one sentence. Even the people who like her actual fans, are confused. Her fans are like, ma'am, what are you doing? Because this is not the Spencer we know. This is not the Spencer that said a destination wedding was out of the picture just 2 months ago. What happened?
And this is no shade to Spencer. I really appreciate her platform and what she does on the internet, but I genuinely couldn't tell if this was satire at first. Basically, to me, what she's describing is actually just a destination wedding, albeit a very planned out destination wedding with themes and gift bags and all these things, but a destination wedding nonetheless. But then where it gets a little bit more dystopian to me is when she says,
if there are any brands that want to get involved, or if you guys have any ideas, please let me know down below.
As a girl who is also engaged right now and does social media for a living, I can understand how expensive weddings are and how hard it can be to make real money on social media. I just don't want this to start being normalized. I think the concept of us being in a place where weddings are so expensive that we're potentially having to have brands sponsor our weddings, I fear this might be the next stage. God, I just don't know that I'm ready for that. I don't enjoy that that's where we're at as a society.
Now, I want to be very clear about something. I am not against influencers making money. I want you to win, get the bag, get the coins, get every coin. That's literally how the industry works. I would not sit here and pretend otherwise. But there's a line, and the line is this: content is content and real life is real life. And I know that there are a lot of influencers these days that blur the line. But Spencer is that girl that said she was different. She was that girl that said she is as real and as authentic as they come. So what changed? Because a wedding is real life. A wedding is one of the most sentimental, sacred days you will ever have in your life. You only do it once, hopefully. And these girls are out here turning it into a tart brand trip. And this is the part that really gets me. Spencer can fully afford her own wedding. 12.8 million followers, 3 million on Instagram, daily collabs, daily partnerships. Like, this girl has money. She's not asking for sponsorship because she has to. She's asking because she wants the brand involvement. She wants the content, she wants the engagement, she wants the trend. 2 months ago, she had the right idea: intimate, small, considerate. And then she got online, saw what was working in the algorithm, and then pivoted. Because what's trending right now are influencer weddings, brands sponsoring every precious moment in your life. Which brings me to the bigger picture, because Spencer is not the first person to do this, not even close. A few weeks before Spencer's announcement, there was an influencer named Brigette Pheloung. You might know her as Acquired Style on TikTok. 1.7 million followers, lifestyle and fashion content, very curated, very aesthetic. She had a bachelorette party, not even the wedding yet, the bachelorette. And the bachelorette was sponsored by a brand called Swan Beauty, which makes, wait for this, a $795 AI-powered makeup mirror. $800 for a mirror that uses AI. Anyways, this brand flew her and 16 of her friends to St. Bart's on a private jet, a Boeing business jet, the kind that costs literal millions of dollars to charter. They stayed in a luxury villa estimated at $18,000 per week.
We're on our way to St. Bart's for my bachelorette. We're gonna do a little in-flight refresh. I'm using my Swan mirror. All the girlies are having a great time already. Good morning, acquired a husband. That's right. Okay, so since I'm traveling, I want to show you guys how to use the Swan Beauty app.
And then there's Mikayla Nogueira. Now, for the people who don't know, Mikayla Nogueira is a massive beauty influencer. She's from Boston. She has about 16 million followers on TikTok. She has her own beauty brand now called Point of View Beauty. This is one of the most well-known beauty creators of the last 5 years. In July 2023, she got married to her then husband, Cody Orken, at a big wedding in Newport, Rhode Island. 175 guests. The wedding was massive. But here's where it got messy. Days before the wedding, Mikayla launched a lip kit collaboration with e.l.f. Cosmetics. What was the lip kit called? The Marriage Material Lip Duo. She announced she would be wearing the lipstick on her wedding day. At the actual wedding, there was an e.l.f. kissing booth, like an installation, photo opportunity, the whole thing. Guests were given e.l.f. products as wedding favors. The internet looked at all of this and immediately said, this wedding was sponsored by e.l.f. Mikayla denied it. She said it wasn't sponsored. She said she only worked with e.l.f. on the lipsticks and the wedding itself wasn't a brand deal. The internet didn't really buy it, but okay. Either way, the wedding looked sponsored. Even if it technically wasn't, it looked like a brand activation. And I keep thinking about that. I keep thinking, what are we actually doing? These are supposed to be the most sentimental days of our lives. The wedding, the pregnancy announcements, the engagement, your baby's first steps. These moments are supposed to be yours. For you, for your family, for the people who actually showed up for you before this entire internet thing started. We're putting hashtags on them. We're turning them into deliverables. Honestly, at this rate, funerals are going to be sponsored too. This celebration of life is brought to you by Squarespace. Really, give it 5 years. Now, when you think about wedding photos, like down the line, maybe 10, 15, 20 years later, photos where you were just really fully immersed in the events, your family and friends around, you're not thinking about trying to promote a brand's product. There are no brands, there are no algorithm. Of course, you can post them online. These are your weddings, but it's more sentimental. But I fear when you introduce a brand into that occasion, it just takes away from how special it is. I really worry we're losing that. We're losing that sentimental part. We're blurring the line when it comes to content and real life.
Nothing screams everlasting love more than monetizing the out of your wedding. Because let's be honest, there's so many chumps, so many absolute losers out there who are paying tens of thousands of dollars to get married when those two are going to be paid to walk down the aisle and to say I do. You know, a lot of people will tell you that you can't put a price on love. They're actively disproving that, and I think that's incredibly cool, incredibly heartfelt, incredibly sweet. And if the marriage ever crumbles, they can probably set up a brand partnership with ZipRecruiter to sponsor the divorce. It's perfect.
And we have to talk about the body positivity layer too, because that is another thing the internet are pulling on right now. Part of why the internet is dragging Spencer right now isn't just the wedding, it's the pattern. She keeps changing what she stands for based on what's trending in the algorithm. For years, she's been the body positivity girl, telling young women, and her audience is young, mostly teenage girls, to love themselves, to embrace their bodies, to not chase impossible beauty standards. Meanwhile, the internet has been speculating she's been getting cosmetic procedures. People are saying Botox, and it's not just whispers, people are loud about it. It's funny how she goes back and forth between body positivity, working out, and self-love content to bragging about her ring. She has no niche anymore. Actually, her niche is to contradict herself. I felt that one in my chest. Another one said, and this is one that really stuck with me. She posted these "this is what a normal body looks like" videos, hanging and slapping her belly, but then she posted her snatched body and working out 5 days a week. And then a third one, getting forehead Botox and talking about body positivity is diabolical. That's the contradiction in one sentence. That's the whole thing. Now, I'm telling you what the internet is saying. I'm not making a claim. This is what our actual fans are saying. They are beginning to recognize the pattern. Now, let us address this. There is nothing wrong with Botox. There's nothing wrong with getting cosmetic procedures. There's nothing wrong with wanting to improve your appearance, right? I am all for it. But if your entire brand is built on love yourself, embrace your wrinkles, you are enough exactly as you are, and you're a 24-year-old getting work done on your face. You can't tell young girls to love their wrinkles, that they are beautiful, while you're getting your face fixed. That's not body positivity, that's a contradiction. And the girls are catching up on it. That's why they're upset. So here's where I land. Is Spencer at fault? A little bit, because if you're a body positivity creator, right, you have to stand by what you preach. And when it comes to the wedding thing, you can afford your wedding. You said just 2 months ago that you don't want a big wedding, a destination wedding was out of it, and then in May you're posting about wanting an influencer brand trip wedding. Like, just doesn't make sense, because now it shows that you're going against what you believe in and you're just following trend. You want to get the bag, you want to get more money, you want to get sponsors for your wedding, and that is where the problem lies. If at first she had come out and been like, you know what, I want an influencer brand trip, if these were her first words, people would be like, okay. I mean, there will be some people who would judge her, but I feel like the backlash would not be this much. And to influencers in general, I'm talking to all of you now. Please draw a line. Make brand deals, make money, buy the house, buy the bag. We absolutely want you to win. But keep one thing sacred. Keep one thing that's just for you and the people you love. Because right now, watching y'all sell every last drop of yourselves to a brand, your audience is tired. We are tired. We don't know what's real anymore. We can't tell a difference between an actual announcement and an ad. And one day, when the algorithm forgets you and moves on to the next girl, and they will, they always do, you're going to be left with photos of some of the most important moments of your life, and they're going to feel like ads. That's the part I can't stop thinking about. Tell me in the comments, where do you draw the line? What moment do you think should be content, and what moments do you think should be personal? And do you think Spencer is being dragged unfairly, or did she earn this? If you made it this far, thank you for hanging with me. If you found this video helpful, if it made you think, do not forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I make these kinds of videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one.